Hello. Okay, so today I'm going to be making this Vietnamese chicken curry. This one is by Asian Home Gourmet. So, this is supposed to have chicken pieces, sweet potato, pumpkin, obviously carrot, potato. These things are not keto, so I'm just going to customize it to make it keto friendly. So I have chicken breast, broccoli, capsicum, onion, that's pretty much it, and coconut cream as well. So I'm not someone who normally counts carbs that strictly. I just generally go with things that I know are low carbohydrate. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut the amount of broccoli that I want actually. I quite like cutting it like this, because then you can just put the whole thing back in the fridge. Okay, put that one in the fridge. And I'm going to turn the pan on now because while I'm cutting and prepping everything, at least the pan can heat up. Okay, I put that one on medium heat. Going to prepare the chicken now as well. So I got chicken thighs. I think the good thing about chicken thighs is it doesn't really matter how you cook it, ends up usually being pretty tender. Sometimes I don't wash chicken, but if it's very juicy and it's got a lot of this slimy stuff, I usually, give it a quick rinse. Just going to drain it off in the sink. So yeah, this is my first ever cooking video. I'm a bit nervous because I've never done something like this before, but I really just wanted to share my keto journey with everyone and see what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and also share some of the recipes that I make as well. Okay, so I'm going to cut the chicken. Going to do it in bite-sized pieces. And because this is the first video that I'm doing, I've got literally no editing skills, so I'm not sure what the end product's going to look like. But hopefully you get the gist and you get to see everything that I'm doing. I quite like this brand. It's the Waitoa free range chicken. The good thing about this one is you don't get a lot of that sinew and skin and all the gross bits of the chicken. So you can pretty much use the whole thing, but usually when I buy other chicken that's not free range, there's actually quite a lot that I need to cut off. Okay. I recycle my meat plastic. I don't know about you. Hopefully you do the same as well. I know it's a bit of a mission sometimes rinsing it, but yes, a little bit of extra work for the environment. Okay, so that's the chicken. I'm just going to clean the knife because I'm going to do my vegetables now. Okay, because the pan is already heating up, I need to work quite fast. Okay, so I don't think this recipe requires red onion, but I'm just putting it in there for a bit of extra flavor. And capsicum, I think I'll probably just use half. Okay, and you probably can tell, I'm definitely not a professional chef. I'm literally just, someone who cooks from home. If I find a nice recipe, I'd give it a go. Usually I just stick to, things that I know, things that are quite easy. But now and then it's quite nice to try something new. Okay, and then I've done the broccoli already. Oops. Okay, I'm just going to open this one now. So this recipe asks for, where is it? 385 mils of coconut milk or plain milk. I probably personally wouldn't use normal milk because then you won't get that creaminess. And I'm using coconut cream rather than coconut milk because for me personally I like quite a creamy curry. Okay, let's check the pan. Okay, almost there. Okay, I didn't usually use olive oil for like Asian cooking before. Now I've started to use it pretty much for everything. Unless I'm doing Chinese cooking where I would use probably peanut oil or soybean oil. But for this one, I'm just going to use olive oil. The nice thing about keto is, yeah, you're not really watching your fat content too much, whereas like on traditional diets, yeah, you're trying to restrict your calories, restrict your fat intake. So that's something that I really like about keto because, yeah, a lot of, I wouldn't say diets, but a lot of eating plans that I followed before, I was always counting the calories, checking the fat content. But with keto, it's pretty much the complete opposite. Yeah. And I guess like all of the foods that you would deny yourself when you're not doing keto, these are the things you can actually, yeah, really enjoy and start eating in this one. Obviously, we still need to have a fair idea of how much we're consuming, but in general, you can pretty much, yeah, eat as much of this kind of stuff as you like. Yeah. Okay, let's get a spatula. I usually like cooking with wooden spoon when I'm cooking Asian food, but I couldn't find it, so I'm just going to use this one. So if I was going to follow the recipe properly, heat oil in a non-stick saucepan, which I've got already. Add spice paste and stir fry for half a minute until fragrant. The next one would be adding the chicken. So I'll just try a little bit first, see how. Okay, sounds like it's hot enough. Just gonna check, still recording, don't want to get to the end and then I realize that I haven't recorded anything, that would be annoying. Okay, so that sounds quite good. Okay, this one I think was also supposed to use 500 grams of chicken. Oh, it's only 250 grams. How much did I use? I used 400 grams. I think it's pretty fine. So I'm just going to mix this one around until it's fragrant. It smells pretty good so far. I think you can see like it's how quick and easy this type of recipe is easy to make. So far I've only been recording for 9 minutes, so probably everything will be done within 20. Okay, I'm going to add my chicken now. For me, I don't like moving the chicken around too much so that we actually get a little bit of colour on the meat, but it's totally up to you how you want to cook it. Okay, while that one is cooking, I'm just going to rinse this chicken container for the recycling. the good thing, I guess, about this recipe also is that there's hardly any waste as well. Okay, so the chicken is getting coated quite nicely. I can see it's getting a tiny bit of colour on it. Yeah, so people ask me when I tell them that I'm going keto, they're usually quite surprised because they say like, oh, you're so skinny, you don't need to do it. But I never started doing keto for the weight loss. I was literally in Wickles and I found a keto cookbook. And the recipe sounded really nice. And I think leading up to that time, I was already trying to restrict the really carby foods like rice and bread and pasta and things like that, because usually after eating that, I wouldn't be satisfied for a long time, or I would feel really bloated. So I thought, maybe keto would be a good alternative to the eating plans that I had previously been on. And almost immediately I felt way satisfied for longer. I felt less bloated, so I decided to continue with it. And naturally weight fell off, but that wasn't the original intention. And also I think everyone has their own perception of what is an ideal weight for themselves. So I don't know, for me this is working. I probably won't cook the chicken 100% right through because it will still take some time while the vegetables are cooking as well. Okay, I wish I could show you what it looks like and bring you closer, but that means dismounting my camera, and it's going to be a struggle bringing it back, but actually I'll just show you what it looks like. Yeah, so this is what it looks like at the moment. I think something that also comes up with keto is the cost of the ingredients as well. So for example, almond flour. I don't actually have any at the moment, but you're paying around, I think it's around $30 for 2 kg, which is quite expensive, especially compared to white flour. But again, with keto, you do stay satisfied for longer. In general, you do eat less. So, I don't know, I kind of feel that it balances out. Yeah, and before doing keto, like for example, I have wheat bix in the morning for breakfast, or cereal or toast. But then already by like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, I'm already grazing and feeling really peckish. But with keto, you can have a really nice avocado smoothie, or even like bullet coffee, like coffee with some coconut oil in it, and that keeps me satisfied sometimes until midday. Okay, the chicken looks like it's about 70% done, so I'm going to put the vegetables in now. Actually, I'm not going to put the broccoli in yet, because I still want that to be a little bit firm. I think also, just be conscious with what vegetables you're using as well. Not with the carb content, but, well, obviously you need to if you're going keto. But sometimes when I use things like zucchini, it can end up getting quite watery, especially if you cook it for too long. Whereas these types of vegetables, capsicum, broccoli, it doesn't sweat too much moisture, so your curry still remains quite thick. Okay, I'm just going to cover that for about 5 minutes and then I'll come back. Okay, so I just took the camera off the tripod, so this is what it looks like at the moment. So the chicken is cooking along quite nicely. Got the capsicum and onion in there, and then I'm going to add the broccoli very shortly. But also it's going to, once I add the coconut cream in it, I'm going to cook it for a little bit longer as well. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes now, so I'm going to add in my broccoli. And also the coconut cream as well. You can see actually how thick the coconut cream is. It's going to be quite nice. I think I'm going to cook this one with the lid off, otherwise I think there's going to be too much moisture. And as I mentioned before, I like quite a thick curry, so yeah, I just don't want it to all of the moisture to come out of the vegetables, and then the curry is quite thin. So even just adding, I didn't add the full can, it's already quite thin, so I'm going to cook this for another maybe 5 to 7 minutes, just until the broccoli is tender, and then I'll take it off the heat. I'll just show you what it looks like at the moment before it's thickened up. So yeah, it's quite a thin consistency at the moment. This one also mentions about using fresh mint as a garnish. So I just took some out of plants that I have outside, but this one I think would also work quite well with coriander. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it, and again maybe simmer it for 5 to 7 minutes. Hopefully the sauce thickens up in that time, and the broccoli becomes nice and tender, and then we'll basically get to the part where we can dish it up and give it a try. Okay, see you soon. Okay, I'm back. So I guess while it's simmering, it's the perfect time to clean up the kitchen and do whatever you need to do. Clean as you go, as my mum would say. So the really good thing about this one is you saw that it really didn't take a lot of equipment to prepare it, so the cleanup is super easy as well. It's definitely thickening up. I'll show you. So compared to before, it's definitely a lot thicker. You can see how big the bubbles are. So I'll just leave that one for a few more minutes before I dish it up. And I guess this is the type of keto food that I like as well. I know some people do dirty keto, which has a lot of deep fried food. It can often be high in saturated fat as well. So the keto food that I like to eat is when you are able to chuck in fresh veggies, especially now that I'm not eating as much fruit as I am anymore. I used to be a big fruit eater, probably have 3 to 4 pieces a day. So now I really feel that I need to up my veggie intake, and dishes like this is a really good way of doing it. Okay, so it looks really good now, so I'm going to dish it up. I've got my mint here, I'm just going to shred that one a little bit. So for this whole recipe, it says 19 minutes on the camera, but maybe including the time it's taken to simmer the sauce, maybe add another 10 minutes, so maybe half an hour for this dish. And if you're like, I'm just cooking for myself, pretty sad, but obviously if this was for a family, maybe use 2 packets, double the quantity of the chicken and the vegetables. So let's dish it up. Actually, my partner's in Dubai at the moment. I'm going there on the 12th of December, so excited for that one. So I'm hoping that you'll follow me and continue with me to Dubai as well. I'm going to be cooking there. Not that I really want to, because there are so many nice options dining wise. And I think it's going to be quite tricky as well, traveling overseas and yeah, not being tempted by all of the amazing food over there. In the Middle East they have really good food. The good thing is a big part of their diet, well, they have a lot of salads like fattoush, tabbouleh, and a lot of grilled meats as well, so hopefully I don't find it too difficult. But as I say, I'm going to be cooking some food as well. Okay, so I'll just cover that one. It says to garnish with mint for a bit of greenery. I think it looks pretty good. Okay, so this is the finished product. Let me just get a clean spoon once again. Okay, so here we go. This is the Vietnamese chicken curry. Obviously there were a lot of adjustments to make it keto friendly, but overall I think it's a decent end result. Let's try. Okay, so I'll get some mint, chicken, maybe some capsicum. This light literally came out of the pan, so I'm probably going to burn my mouth off. Yeah, the chicken is really tender, as I said, because we used the chicken thigh, which is really good. That spice base is really flavoursome, so I'm not getting paid to promote any of these, well, at least not now, hopefully in the future. But yeah, this one is pretty good. Let's try some more. Yeah, you can see how thick the sauce is, which is exactly what I wanted as well. I think if I used zucchini or other vegetables, like even mushrooms, it would have the sauce would have been quite a bit thinner. And I want to be honest with my reviews as well. If I don't like it or think it's not going to work, then yeah, I'll be honest, but this one is genuinely really tasty. So give it a go. Please follow me for my other recipes that I'm going to be making. I'll also show you some other things I have for breakfast and lunch as well. So yeah, that's my first video, done and dusted. So I should finish what's in my mouth. So please let me know what you think, give it a go, send me your recipe pictures, and we'll see you in the next video. See ya!